welcome. Go ahead and start wrapping up your conversations real quick. We'll have more time to talk later. After the presentations, we have a super, super fun-filled, packed morning for you. You all know me, Tania Browning, CraterWorks,
Kim Free, Southern Oregon Innovation Hub.
And we're going to talk a little bit about some cool things that we're doing. But first, the QR code. So I did a little research, and I happen to know for sure we have more than 15 people in here. And over the whole time, we have been collecting QR codes. The most participation we have had is 15 people, and I know that's not accurate. Yes.
It goes to here, and nobody knows what to do.
You click, you just touch it.
I know, but that's why. So
Okay. Okay, so everyone, pull out your phone and scan the QR code. It's going to feel funky, and then it'll do something and just push the button. And then we get credit. See? And now we all know, because it's all about getting credit. It's about getting credit. Okay, so Kim's going to talk a little bit about the Southern Oregon Innovation Hub, and our partnership with CraterWorks and the Entrepreneurial Support Program. And so there are flyers around, but really I want to talk to you afterwards. So if you're interested, or Kim will talk to you afterwards as well. Please stay. Please stay after the presentations. And we do have 2 presentations today. So Kim, talk a little bit.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for being here. It looks like a great crowd. Trever, total thumbs up on the music this morning. It was great. We have some folks here on a field trip, so welcome. It's very exciting to see you here. You will love the information that Tania shares, and maybe you can take advantage of it. Today we have some incredible boutique shops that are presenting from downtown Grants Pass. It will give us a different lens on what it means to be an entrepreneur and business owner and be creative and thrive in no matter what happens. So Southern Oregon Innovation Hub, we are funded through Business Oregon. We connect entrepreneur support organizations with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs with entrepreneur support organizations. Sounds super simple. It isn't. Being an entrepreneur and finding your journey is can be complicated. What we do is help to connect resources and offer support. So if you want to start a business, launch a business, or you have an idea, we are here to help you. We have people here from various banks, So Ready, people who are entrepreneurs, so lots of rich resources. Tania is going to share what we are partnering together. It is in, this thing is really low. I'm kind of feeling, it may sound like this. Anyway, we are, we are partnering together to offer an entrepreneur support program, basically, where you get to use and access CraterWorks for a full month, which includes 4 super cool classes where you can design, prototype, ideate, and create, and it does not cost you anything. So I'm going to step aside.
Well, what is left to say? Okay, so first, second, North Valley, right? Is that who's in the house? Can we let's have a little round of applause for these young entrepreneurs who are making an extra effort, learning new things, getting out of your comfort zone, because we're a bunch of weird old people talking about things that are probably cringy. I have a 14-year-old, I only know a couple words. So anyways, So the opportunity that has been presented by the partnership with Southern Oregon Innovation Hub, So Ready, and CraterWorks is really the first of its kind, and we're working out the kinks. And if this is not more of an example than I've ever seen of throwing spaghetti on the wall, seeing what happens, and then fixing, modifying, and adjusting based on real data that we get back from our experiences, I don't know what is. We've never done it before, but what we know is that there are groups of entrepreneurs who are going through this process that need other entrepreneurs to help get ideas from, shoot ideas to, and then have the tools of the trade to help implement those ideas. So we have 3D printers, laser engravers, so you can write with fire. We have the whole Adobe suite. We have a wood shop, a metal shop, and so all of these tools are available after these orientations alongside the business professionals who have been successful in their own ventures, helping to ask really incredible questions and listen to the answers and help weave those things together for everyone to have success. So we're really excited about it, even though we don't really know what we're doing, and that's okay, because that's really how we all start, right? We just kind of do it and then figure it out. Okay, so that's enough out of us. We did the QR code, 1 million cups. What is 1 million cups? 1 million cups is all of us coming together, creating a safe space over coffee, caffeinating 1 cup at a time to create that ecosystem of support. So without further ado, I have Rebecca. Where are you, Rebecca? Rita. Oh, we're doing McKenna. See, and I even studied. I was doing so good. Dang it. See, you can do this. Anyone can do this. McKenna, please come up here and share with us about Rita's and your amazing boutique. I appreciate you for your patience. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. I'm just going to get right into the PowerPoint. My name's McKenna Bartell. I recently just got married to my husband, Kevin LaStair. And thank you. Thank you. And we have Rita's Boutique right on the corner of 6th and G. Some of you, if you've been here a while, the boutique isn't new. It's been here since 2017. But we recently acquired it. November 1st of last year was our first day at the shop. We do have 2 daughters, Bella and Brielle. Bella is 17, and she actually works at the shop with us. She works in the shop sometimes and also works with me outside of the shop doing things like buying and inventory stuff. And speaking of figuring it out as you go, that's what we're doing. Kevin and I are not from the retail world. Kevin works on the oil field up in Alaska, and I'm a real estate broker. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 years, and both of us still do those jobs. But now we have another business also. Our time in the store. So Kevin is always at the store with me when he's home. I'm not scheduled shifts at the store. We have a wonderful team. They've stayed in place, and we're super grateful to have them. Our focus is downtown Grants Pass, one of the big reasons that we wanted to get into business ownership downtown, and actually the sole reason was to be part of the downtown Grants Pass community. Although we love Rita's, myself and our girls have enjoyed Rita's as customers. Fashion wasn't necessarily our passion. Our passion is community, and for myself personally, I'm from Jackson County. Kevin is from Grants Pass, so we're very familiar with Southern Oregon, but it was really exciting for us we really wanted to, put our roots down locally here in the town. Community involvement, pop-ups and events, that's something that Rita's hadn't done previously, and the previous owner also hadn't lived locally for many, many years, and so it wasn't something that our shop was doing, but it was something that is really important to myself and Kevin and our girls and our business. So we have hosted a few things. We've had some pop-up events, so we're participating in First Friday, and those are things that are our focus, again, just community and community involvement. Working with our girls, so I've mentioned Bella works with me at the shop. Our youngest isn't into it yet. She has an aversion to the shop now all of a sudden, so we can't even pay her to get involved or drag her in. But Bella has been rocking and rolling. She's really just really blossomed, and she has completed school at this point, so she's working full-time and just learning a lot and really helping me keep my head on, if that's even possible. Our future. So maintaining the status quo is really our goal, since it's only been a few months in an industry that we're not familiar with, while we both have Kevin and I each have other full-time jobs. We're just trying to survive right now, so I am definitely very openly still in the survival state and learning phase of everything because it's new for us. But this community is what we're focused on, and just maintaining what is already there and eventually growing it. Something that we're focused on also is just offering an opportunity for our girls, if they so choose, to continue on in this business and this industry. Social media growth and expanding e-commerce. Our business did have a website previously. Our whole store is online. We do sell, we do obviously sell to customers all over the country. And there was social media presence prior, but that's something that we obviously now as the new owners are taking over and kind of making it ours. When we got into before we closed on Rita's, I think our goal was we were really excited about expanding e-commerce and growing online and making that our focus. And that very quickly and swiftly changed for me personally. As I was in the shop, I was like, I don't care about online at all. It's so much better. And the most fun part about everything is actually just seeing the community in person and being there. Sales online are great, but it's really just been really special to meet people in person. And how you can help is just simply think of our local community first for all of your needs, not even just Rita's, but we believe, as most business owners do, that a rising tide lifts all ships. So for any and all of your needs, we just ask that you put your money and your energy and your dollars back into the town, and then we can lift each other up that way. Thank you.
You get to stay up there.
I'm done. Would it be comforting to have me stand here with you?
Oh, I don't. I'm fine.
Okay. She's like, no, please leave.
No. That's not what I meant. Whatever you want.
Go ahead. Let's see. Anyone? Do we have questions?
Thank you so much for presenting. I'm just curious as to why you jumped into retail from real estate.
That's a great question. God had that plan, I guess, because that is the only thing I can think of. It just was meant to be. Yeah,
I would have thought you just like to shop, so you're like,
yeah, no.
Buy yourself.
Nope. Yeah, no, I could not tell you because I think about our journey and how we ended up acquiring Rita's, and it was not part of my future plan necessarily or my life plan, but here we are.
excellent.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for your presentation. I think I was crashing in the Visit Grants Pass Center once when you walked by with your now spouse giving out flyers about your upcoming pop-up event,
yes,
which is amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing to be doing this. Can you please highlight one of your favorite collaborations or pop-ups to date in how you work with other businesses?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we hosted our first and big pop-up event and on First Friday in February. I think we had 7 or 8 vendors there, and I really don't have a favorite between them. I had relationships with almost all of them. There were some women that had businesses in Jackson County that I knew from my time living there that came over, and then some other businesses that joined us here from Grants Pass, and they were all wonderful. What was the rest of your question? I'm sorry.
Can you please highlight something that was super creative or collaborative about it that you want to share with the group? I'm so sorry. Everything was great. Everyone was great. Everybody had success that at that time that they provided me with feedback anyway. We had permanent jewelry. We had hair tinsel. We had other jewelry makers, local jewelry makers, and they were all wonderful and easy to collaborate with, and I think it was a big success for everyone. The people that were at our business do not have their own brick and mortar businesses, so they only do pop-up events and things like that.
She also let the Southern Oregon Dance Center kids set up shop outside to fundraise and dance on the street.
They
and
were
sell
so
raffle
great.
tickets.
Yes.
And so that was fun to draw people in from the
Thank
outside.
you so much.
Thank you
Yes,
for that.
thank you.
And Lonely
Your girls were
Pine did
great.
the cutest appetizers I've ever seen.
Ever.
So plug for them. So that was a beautiful event.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, they did an amazing job.
Real quick, over here. Hi, McKenna.
Hi.
So purchasing a pre-existing business is a great way to become a business owner. But I'm curious how you decided, what you did to find out if it was a good business to be in. Were you able to do due diligence? I'm just wondering, or did you just have a vision, say, I want that spot, and you went and bought it? Did you understand the business was working before you bought it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so the business had been for sale for a few years. We had some interest and had like just a verbal discussion with the broker about a year ago, last spring, and we did not write a formal offer or anything at that point. It had gone pending with a different buyer for many months, and then he reached back out when the broker reached back out when that fell through. And Kevin told me what was, funnily enough, something that I tell my real estate clients all the time: what's the worst that can happen? We can write an offer. And so we did, and then it all just happened real fast after that. It was like 30 days. So but we did know, I mean, there was a whole process of doing due diligence, financials, and negotiations and all of that, yeah.
I guess prior to deciding that was the business that you wanted to buy when you saw it for sale?
Yes.
What made you think that was the business you wanted to buy? I'm curious.
The location, and it was something that I felt confident in learning, as opposed to a different type of business. It wasn't a men's clothing store. It wasn't a restaurant. I hate to cook, so that's not something that would have worked. But I was like, okay, it's female fashion, and I was familiar with the store, as I mentioned, as a customer. So and location, and it was about the community. I mean, that was, I don't know. I mean, Kevin and I might argue about the percentages, but for me, that was like but that was at least half of why I was interested in Rita's, is the community and being involved.
For future collaborations, are there any specific types of businesses you would want to work with, or any ideas of people that you would want to be in touch with?
So I'm not specifically. I'm open always to any types of discussions and collaborations. Something that we want to make happen and hasn't come to fruition yet is actually having like local art in our just like this. I want our walls to look like this, because right now they're just very tall and boring. So that's not necessarily a pop-up event or anything, but that's like a collaboration that I'd like to come together on. And as far as other types of pop-up events or other vendors that may join us at the shop, I don't have any specifics necessarily. I haven't really thought about that. I'm still recovering from February 7th, so our last pop-up event.
Art stuff up at the gym at the top of town, which I can never remember the name. They do a really cool art wall, and they collaborate with artists.
Yeah.
And student artists and things like that, and do a percentage. So I mean, he's always open to discussions. He could really hook you up with some people if you were looking for art that way.
Awesome, thank you. I missed who you were talking about. I'm sorry.
It's at the Club Northwest.
Oh, Club North. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when you walk in, they actually
Yeah.
put a wall that is all the art, and it's for sale, and it's local artists.
Yes.
And then a portion goes to benefit something, and then the rest goes back to the artist. But it's a super
Yeah.
cool collaboration that he does, and I'll forget his name, but he's really open to talk to like, how that stuff works. And
Okay, cool.
He's got a really great system.
Awesome.
I'll say the art hub would definitely have a
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I love it. I've actually had a few discussions with some of the artists actually on Instagram. So yes. Yeah. Not yet. Yeah.
And kind of in that same vein of being, plugged into the community and, collaborating with other people, when you source your clothing and your accessories, are you, or even are you open to doing that with local artisans and clothes makers and accessory makers and things of that nature?
Jewelry, okay, how do I answer that? I would be open to it. It is difficult to make happen and keep price points where they need to be and please everybody, and it's very challenging. Jewelry is, I think, from what I've experienced so far, jewelry would be an easier collab than fashion designers or vendors that are making their own clothing. But I wouldn't be opposed to, actually, a girlfriend who does real estate also owns a wholesale clothing line. And actually, I think Rare Finds carries them. She may mention it. I would love to do that. It is not it's not happening right now, but it's something I'd be open to. Yeah.
Question in the back?
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to you and your husband on
you.
becoming business owners. Welcome to the rodeo.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to be up and downs. You're not alone in it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But I just want to say, so far, I know it's fairly new, but so far, what would you say is your biggest learning curve that you or challenge you've had to overcome, and what is your best success so far?
Oh, great question. The hardest learning curve, I guess like I'm still in that learning curve. I'm not 100% sure what the hardest thing about it is, but I think probably if I had to dial it in, it's the inventory management. We also implemented some things that were really necessary, like a point of sale system. And so the business has changed such that I can't even compare to how it used to run, because there were certain aspects that weren't working well. So there have been a lot of learning curves, but I would say probably inventory management and the systems that we're using and the software we're using to manage this has been the biggest hurdle. The biggest successes have been the community and like the events that we've had, and just hearing wonderful things from the community. That's been the most rewarding for me. I will say, like, we've only received good feedback to our face, and I appreciate that so much, but I know also that there are things that maybe people aren't saying, and I want to hear those things also. So that would be a request of mine. Like, that would be something I would request.
Yeah. I would say with inventory management too, there's a lot of inventory management systems that come in with your POS. So I don't know if you're looking at that, and a lot of ones that integrate.
Yeah.
To make it really easy.
Yes.
So I understand the implementation. I have an operations background, so I get it. It's very important. But getting that tied in, that inventory and asset management, yeah, it's really important. But
Totally.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. If we don't have any more questions, we have one more question? Oh, me? What question do I ask, Trevor? I'm just kidding. Are we ready? Want to do it together?
How can this community help you? You had a slide on it, but
yes.
We would love you to reiterate
Yes.
how this community can actually help you with your business.
Okay. So we're a women's clothing boutique, buy locally. That's pretty obvious, but I think you've all seen the statistic. If you have a phone and social media, it's like 67 cents or 68 cents of every dollar that you spend in your local community goes back into your local community. You young people especially, the more you spend, the more you will make if you continue to live here. It is like, that's just how the world works, and I think that in the world that we live in today, turning towards each other is the only way to survive. Spend your money in the town that you live in always, for everything, for your clothes, for your toiletries, go to the Rogue River Pharmacy instead of going to Walmart. Yes, it's more expensive. Buy less. Don't overconsume. I mean, I don't know. That's lots of things. Thank you. Okay.
He's not ever going to let us.
McKenna, thank you so much for being here and sharing your business with us. I do have to say that what you did on First Friday was a great enhancement and part of what this whole building's trying to create, and you really, really threw a party. So that was awesome. Yeah. Big hand for McKenna. Thank you. We are going to take just a couple of minutes because we're going to get our next speaker, Rebecca from Rarefind, up here and set up and ready to go. We do have coffee at the back, and you have neighbors near you that you can say hello to and get to know a little bit. Otherwise, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Yes.
And the QR code, it's right there. It's right there. Don't forget.
It was everywhere.
I know. I just in case.
It's here. It's there. It's everywhere.
We have way more than 15 people here. Check in. Do it now.
I'll introduce her because I want to know how we're supporting this boutique.
hoping it's just a plug.
It is.
Okay. I was like, I can go on and talk about the restaurant. You gotta do this. Come on.
Okay, so this needs to be unlocked.
Oh, she's over there. I was like, tell her to lay on me.
Uh-oh, we gotta connect.
Okay, go down. Internet. He says if you start it, it'll connect it for him.
Do you want connect to the internet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta figure out. Sorry. Where my sister? Oh, good. Okay, let's find out where the PowerPoint is. It's not gonna reboot me. Okay, it's not gonna reboot it until I get connected here.
Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and connect to the internet there. Right. Yep, perfect. That was it, I think.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
It's right up here, yeah. Oh, go ahead and click it again. And right there. And then the Hive guest.
Okay.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Connect. Perfect. And then I'll type it in real quick for you.
Okay.
Okay, it's connected.
Okay. Let's see now if I can get it to come up here. Right. Okay.
So then if you just hit play, and I'll have it back here, so that'll be fine. Good.
And then, okay, but I need to find out from him. Do I have to like keep moving? Oh, that's you can go in there.
I think you'll click it on your side. I haven't used PowerPoint since high school. I do all Canva now, so I don't even know. She's like, I'm gonna make it go to the next slide, and I was like,
Spacebar, I think.
okay, it's still the same. At least.
Or the arrow.
Or the arrow. Okay.
That way she can go back. The back arrow goes back.
If she needs to.
If she
Okay.
needs to. Okay.
Perfect.
So the arrow key, or the space bar will go to the next slide. If you need to go back, you can
you want me to
I'm gonna run
introduce
the
her?
bathroom really quick.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, we're good. They're chattering.
Okay, cool.
Everyone's chattering.
I'm like transitioning.
Oh, look, they're calming down. Ooh, did you see that? I got on the stage and the room got quiet.
That's some power right there. Talk about that female power. Yes.
Oh, man, I didn't even know I had that.
I gotta get down.
I'm too tall. Janine, how are you? All right, people, are we ready? I had you quiet. Now I got to get you back fired up again. Oh, what? Good morning again. I think we're a little wild today, and I actually super duper like it. I love the energy in the room. So we are ready. Yeah, thank you. Hey, what a great way to start your day, right? We don't want to be ho-hum when we go into the day. So I'm going to introduce our next guest and presenter. Rebecca, if you would not mind coming to the stage. Yay. Rebecca with Rare Find, but what I think you're going to enjoy is just the story, the part of the journey, being a business owner in retail, a boutique. I think that there's a lot that we're going to gain from Rebecca's presentation. I'm excited to learn as well. So there you go.
Gosh, no pressure. Oh,
None at all. None at all. None at all.
Yes. Good morning. So I'm Rebecca Arnesen. This is my good friend, Michelle. So she actually owns Agora right next door to me. Her and her husband, Curtis, actually started their business about a week, right?
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week before we did. So we have a great partnership in what downtown and what it looks like for us. So I'm going to let Michelle talk for a few minutes about Agora, what their background is. She hasn't been here before either, so yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, you met Rebecca. This woman has been in this industry for longer than I've known her. She gave me the only style I have today. So, if anyone can be turned. We found out we got to rent the place next door right when they found out they were there, and it was just the most beautiful thing to have this ability. And we scraped together what we could to bring a restaurant together, and we get to partner with them and bring food over and be there for their ladies' nights and all their wonderful social events they bring to the community with the boutique. And it's just been a beautiful partnership. So I'm really excited for you to hear about her experience and what she brings to the table through her experience in retail and what she's done to be able to get to this point and what she has to offer in her beautiful space.
Thanks. You didn't talk about your. Okay, you were supposed to be talking about your place too. That was your time to talk about Agora and the restaurant. And if you guys haven't been there, amazing food. So Michelle's husband, Curtis, is a phenomenal chef. He puts a lot of love in a big way of portions and everything into what he serves. So, yeah, if you go there, you definitely need to share, for sure. Yeah. So, basically, I have lived in Grants Pass for over 40 years. My mom and dad moved us here. I was young. We started a small business, my dad did, a car wash. Granted, who would have started a car wash? But so that started 40 plus years ago. My mom and dad decided to own small businesses here in Grants Pass and proceeded to take over kind of the Rogue Valley, Southern Oregon. And so I was raised in very small business in this community. I have done many different things in the area. I have raised 3 daughters, 2 that live up north now, and 1 that is here. She does all of social media for the store. She is also in real estate. She's also a CNA too, and she's a mother of 6 children. So the kid is driven on every way. But so what happened is I decided to start a retail career with Fashion Bug. So Fashion Bug was over in the shopping center, and I went in one day, talked to this lady, and she said, "You're hired." I said, "I'm hired as an assistant manager," had no clue anything about retail. I had been running car washes and lube and oils and for my mom and dad. So that's where it started. And then I moved over to Route 21. I became a store manager there for 5+ years. I took over Medford also, and then I was recruited from Ulta Beauty. Ulta Beauty was one of the best careers I had ever had. I opened Klamath Falls and Roseburg. I was with them for 5 years, and 2.5 years ago, I had something happen, and tragic, and I decided that it was time to retire from corporate retail, and traveled, and met Rick, who is my business partner, and we had some of the most amazing experiences. And I have to tell you, if you've ever gone to Thailand, that was probably the greatest experience I've ever had in my whole life. Really, really humbles a person of the country that we actually live in. So Rick, his background is that he's retired UPS driver. So he has been in the area for 40+ years also. Very dedicated to the community, as of myself. We actually knew each other years and years ago as being our delivery driver. He's also raised children here in the area. And it kind of, after living retired for a couple of years, him and I decided that we needed to figure out what our niche was, how we could be back in the community and start another chapter. So that's kind of where the boutique came in for us. We had many different things that we had been working on in downtown Grants Pass. Nothing just fit right until we started with Rare Find. So we felt really privileged and lucky to start that. All right.
There we go. Oh,
there we go. So I kind of took this in a little bit of a different way. So I went through a part of why start a retail clothing business. Passion for fashion and styling, opportunity to serve a niche market, strong customer loyalty in small towns, demand for unique shopping experience. For us, it's our love of the industry, my love of the industry, coupled with our desire to have a business in the center of our community. Thanks. Boy, you're a good right hand.
I know. I get paid the big bucks, guys.
Yeah. Boy, if you guys see us every day together, you would really be entertained. Yeah. Understanding your market. So research local demographics, identify market gaps, and competitor analysis. So we decided what customer base we wanted to reach, what products we needed to serve them, and what we set us apart from other boutiques in the area. So choosing the right business model, brick and mortar boutique, online store with local pickup, pop-up shop, and events. It was the location that made us decide to do a brick and mortar boutique. An easy decision for us, of course, with where we are, the location. High visibility, center of downtown with really good traffic. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Yeah, you're a good button pusher. Yeah, she's hired. So finding and managing inventory. So finding, of course, that's all you have to do. Wholesale suppliers, consignment model, handmade or custom pieces, budgeting for inventory. So in our case, we identified the products and demands of our customers, created relationships with vendors, and provided them to help out our community. We also partner and support local vendors and their products in our store. Setting up your store for us was physical store, location, and aesthetics, e-commerce website, Shopify, Wix, social media presence, which was Instagram, TikTok, and of course Facebook. We chose to have a warm and inviting atmosphere in our boutique, and everything starts with the windows, downtown, the corner where we are, but it really comes down to the people in our community, building the relationships, making people feel comfortable to come in, let their guard down, and feel good to be able to shop in there. So that was part of the remodel.
Also won 3rd place in the window display competition over Christmas.
Yeah, that was fun. Yes, I do love that part of it. The windows are kind of my niche. And then branding and marketing. So define brand identity, which was logos, colors, and mission. Social media strategies, local partnerships, and cross promotions. So our goal is to create an inviting shopping experience for women by fostering the community connection and making every visit a memorable one. My biggest mission statement is for Rare Find is where fashion meets community. It was something that was very important to me to have an inviting place where people felt comfortable. And that's also the other part of where the social came in, the name of it, because it turned into more of a place that people wanted to commerce with us, come in and visit. It's not just about having to buy something. So customer experience and sales strategies, personalized styling advice, reward programs and discounts, hosting in-store events, creating an inviting shopping atmosphere. We use these as a variety of other strategies to attract and engage with our customers. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks, friend. You're awesome. Okay, financial planning and budgeting. So startup costs, rent, inventory, branding, pricing strategy, competitive yet profitable, managing cash flow. We understand our immediate financial needs and blend them with local and long-term goals.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
Yeah, you liked me until now.
Oh, no. Oh, it came
there
up,
you go.
though. Oh.
Crisis averted. Fine. Technical difficulties.
You just took it out on there. Challenges and how to overcome them. Small customer base, focus on relationships. That comes into where I was raised here in small business, and I have to tell you, I learned from the very best woman in the world, my mother. She was driven to make sure that everyone in this community knew who she was. That is how we ate as a family. So the drive of the relationships is one of the most important things in small business, I feel like, in our area. Marketing on a budget, use free social media, but also being able to use your partnerships, your relationships with downtown, your other people that, like Michelle, other small businesses that we have down here to thrive together. One of the biggest things, and also for myself, is coming from corporate world and stuff, is competing with big retailers. Offer unique products and service. We will never, ever probably be able to compete with the big retailers, but it's finding out your own individuality and how you can bring those people in rather than them going to the corporate stores. So we feel the biggest challenge facing our downtown business community is how to increase right now public awareness and foot traffic. I think that's the end.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'll end it on here. We think what ultimately helps a small downtown community thrive is the diversity of business. Each boutique should be unique in what they offer and how they reach their customers. Setting a trend rather than following one sets us all apart. And working together means if we don't have what you're looking for, we definitely will direct the customers to a business that does. We're all in it downtown together to win. Yeah. Well, thanks. Oh, good. Thank you.
You got Q&A. I'll be right back.
Hey, so, everyone wants to have a business downtown, but one of the things is, building costs and leases and all that. And I'm just wondering, I've seen businesses or buildings being sold, and that's really impacting the businesses that have long-term leases. And so I'm just wondering, how did you anticipate protecting yourself and making sure that the cost of your location doesn't change and put you out of business? So that's one of my questions.
So part of the starting a business or even taking one over is understanding your business acumen. So there is a way, especially in whether it's the industry of a restaurant or a boutique, is you really have to go and identify where your cost of goods are versus your cost of sales. And what you have to be able to look at is your financials of what you actually have to do every single month to make sure that you can provide back into your inventory or your costs, like going into the next month. We have a lot of empty places down here, hoping that some of these owners of the buildings are going to be able to at least start with certain storefronts so it doesn't look empty down here. But one of the things, a lot of the people that own the businesses or the buildings downtown Grants Pass here are people that have owned them for years. They've been in the families. A lot of them were bought in 1960. So the owner of our building, he is in Medford. He's an older gentleman, and he's not going to give that up. But they do look at what the ratio is right now going for the property on the certain areas of downtown. So you really have to, I would say, a lease. You have to look at what your lease amount's going to be, what all of your costs are going to be, to see if you can be able to afford it to be down here, for sure. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of wondering, so like how long of a lease do you know, like what if the building sells and all of a sudden your rent is doubled? You know, is there a way to protect yourself as a downtown business from that sort of thing
There
happening?
is. Yes, so there is. One of the best ways to do that is to make sure that you have an attorney, especially when you're going through any sort of a lease agreement. We, in our situation, have signed a lease for a long period of time to basically lock us in. The other thing is to see if you have the right to be able to eventually purchase the building, say if something were to happen. So an attorney is something that would help you in making sure that you're protecting yourself in all of those areas. It might work and it might not. So that's kind of one of the things that happens, I think, with downtown. There's been a lot of businesses downtown Grants Pass as I've lived here, like Never Bum Steer, probably one of the greatest, oldest buildings in Grants Pass. Bob, he owned it for years and years. When he decided to actually sell the building, that was his retirement. That was like how he was going to make the rest of his ending days. And so he put a lot of clause in there to be able to buy it. So I think that it's the best thing if you're getting into a situation down here. You really got to look at like the person that you're buying from or the person that you're going to lease from and make sure that you have a backing of an attorney or somebody to look over the paperwork with you so that you're protected.
Hi. So in that last bit, you said we're not going to be able to compete with the big boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems to me that you in fact can, but you're competing on experience, the shopper experience, the commerce experience versus price, right? Is that right?
Yes.
So what is that experience? How are you communicating it? And like, how are you able to replicate that online with organic social if you're banking on the feel of community, of an intimate shopping experience? How do you communicate that to folks who aren't standing right in front of you?
That's hard. I didn't hear the last part. I'm sorry.
I think the biggest thing, online is super hard, right? Because you can't talk to them in person. You can't give someone a hug. You can't bring them to the space. You can't, have that face-to-face interaction where you can really change somebody's mind about their day or what they've been through or how to make it better. I think when I go to a clothing shop or I walk into your shop after a long day at the restaurant, like, I'm just so excited to, like, be in, like, it smells great. There's so many different things. There's new inventory. You got people greeting you at the door with, like, beautiful greetings, and you just feel at home. It's really hard to create that over online. I don't think that that's something that really anyone can do wholeheartedly and 100%. I think it has to be more, they really love the clothes that you bring into the space. They really love the organicness of that. Mm-hmm. And I think on top of that, it's trying to pull them into the store. But if you're in New York and you're buying stuff online, like, I can't get to you. I'm so sorry. So you have to kind of diversify it online to have that great product and have that, even like an online little chat or something to like make that organic. But it is very hard to transverse that same community feeling into online. I don't think it's possible in a lot of ways.
I don't think so either. Unless, like, I know that a lot of us now, as boutique owners or whatever kind of business down here, are doing live videos. Even Michelle next door, they're doing live videos on what they're serving that day in the restaurant. Going live, as we've watched it right now, is definitely the trend. Whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Hi, Terry.
Welcome to the room.
I know. I'm like, yeah. Well, Terry and I go way, way back. We won't talk about how far. But no, so I think that that's some of it, is that really getting your presence and your face out there, but it's live. It's just like my daughter's best friend. She's adorable. She does a lot of the bomb jewelry, just another example of something. And she does that on TikTok. she is going live, and it's huge right now. Like, she's making so much money by being on TikTok, going live, showing her face, doing these presentations. So that's how she's building her reputation.
Okay, so as a new social media marketing agent in the area, I wanted to ask, since you guys are saying that you want to improve footprint, but that the focus isn't really on social media, how are you improving the footprint then if it's not by bringing people that aren't already coming in?
That's a good one. You go first.
Want me to start?
Yeah, you start it.
Well, being on the corner of 6 and G, and I know you are too. There's just opposite corners, you know, so we're in like a beautiful space. You get walk-bys a lot, which is beautiful. But with what they do for like ladies' night and the socials and the different things that they bring in, and it's always on a sidewalk sign, it's always online. Their social media is really great, but I think pulling people off the street, and when they come into my restaurant and I'm like, have you checked out the shop next door? You got a birthday coming up, let's go, and vice versa. And I think as downtown businesses trying to support each other, or like, you know, if it's something she can't find, they're looking for dresses or something, they don't have it, she's like, go across the street to Rita's. There's, you know, there's another place down the street, like, let's all get together and work that way. And it works the same way in the restaurant world. If we don't have something, the clam does. If they can't send it, we send them there. Like, that's the thing of being downtown is really that community. But the foot traffic being downtown is what really sells those locations. And what gets, especially the older crowd, that doesn't want to deal with social media. My grandma loves social media. She's on it more than me. That woman could tweet. I don't even know how to tweet. So, I mean, props to her. But I think being actually foot traffic downtown on that corner really brings in a different non-social media crowd. So you get a lot of different overlap.
I agree.
Over here and then, well, you're popcorning.
Well, it's because you're up
Going
here
fast.
with me. That's why. Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say I love how supportive you are of one another. It's great to see. It's not something that I think everybody in business leans into, and I think it's really wise, and I think you really understand how to support one another, and that's great. You spoke a lot about your niche, and as somebody who doesn't know your store, can you tell me what your niche is and why you were drawn to that?
I know. I was like, I definitely can say that my focus and goal to have the boutique down on the corner was that I wanted to provide a environment that was timeless, that was chic, that was enjoyable, camaraderie. We have tons of, if you've ever been in there, we have tons of camaraderie all day long. That we chose to have a place that we wanted everybody to feel very comfortable in. That was part of, that's my niche. You know, even in corporate world, with many and many stores and having tons of employees and stuff, is learning your competencies. I don't know if that's something that anybody's aware of, but your competencies and teaching and training my leaders that worked underneath me to be really strong in their communication, their compassion, their diversity. That is going to build the person that you are to be a better leader.
Yeah, something I really love about your store that I tell people when they haven't been in is there's literally something for everyone.
That was my biggest goal with the rare find, the variety.
My 8-year-old finds stuff in there all the time. I find stuff. My mom gets stuff from there.
Yeah.
Like, grandma's there. Like, it doesn't matter what age of life you're in, there is something in there for everyone.
Yeah.
Which I think is important.
And welcoming. Welcoming was a big thing for Rick and I. And knowing and being in this area as long as we were is that, like I said, you don't have to come in to buy something. You can just come in to be social. And that is true every day. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm next. So I was going to go back to his. What's your experience?
Kidding.
But I think what I find about you guys, I'm making a comment, really not a question. What I find, you mentioned the window, you won, during the holiday season, you won, what, third place, you said? But what I've noticed about your windows at times is you allow other people to use your window space as part of your decor to help promote an event, or I've noticed both of you guys, you volunteer at community events, nonprofits. Rick as well does that. So part of that making you step up above anybody else is putting your heart out there to the rest of the community, and you guys do that. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Hi
you.
there.
I know. I'm like, well, you're the same way, Linda. You're all about it.
I also kind of want to go back to the question about scalability. So I'm not in this industry, but my understanding is that boutiques can be kind of tricky to scale. So do you have any plans around that? And if not, where do you see yourself, say, 10 years from now? What would you like that reality to be?
Okay, I want you to know that Rick's not here, so he probably would be really mad if I told you guys this, but but it's fine. Michelle knows it, and
This
so many
isn't
people.
live online, right?
Is
It's gonna be fine.
that?
Okay.
Oh, it is. Oh, good. Okay. Hi, honey.
Hi, Rick.
Sorry. Yeah. Hi. So when Rick and I decided that we were going to start a venture, because that's why I can tell you, I'm not sure what 10 years looks like. He and being retired together, and him being retired for a couple more years before me, is that when we started a venture, he decided to give me 3 years. So we have 3 more years to figure out what and where, but then he's like, we're back to traveling. So we're back to traveling. We love Maui. If we wouldn't have opened the boutique, we probably would have lived part-time in Maui. That's our place. We go there twice a year. But traveling, the sun, we're beach bums. So 10 years, I'm not really sure. We had talked about different things of a men's boutique. I think downtown here, we really are suffering for anything for men. So that's something that we have talked about as a vision. Will that work? I'm not sure right now. One of my biggest things is that we don't live in our past, we live in our present, and we look forward to our future. So taking one day at a time, as we figure out, like right now, our boutique has only been open 6 months. So it's hard to gauge like what that's gonna look like. I do know that we are dedicated and committed to it. We have tons of children. I mean, Rick and I together have 6 children, and we have 12 going on 13 grandkids. So yeah, Christmas around our house is crazy. But yeah, so I'm not sure yet. Like, stay tuned. Yeah, we have big goals and things that we want to do. But like I said, he was 3 years, so we'll see.
This isn't really a question, more of a comment that kind of ties into what we've been talking about insofar as online presence and scalability. And I think that is something that a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs, they struggle with. They go, well, how am I mean, I'm a local realtor, and it's like, we're like, actors in LA. You throw a dart, you're going to hit one, right? And with brick and mortar stores and retail, it is that anxiety of like, well, how do I compete here? But I almost wonder if that's the wrong question to be asking, because it doesn't matter how amazing your TikTok lives are or your social media presence. If you're on Google and you type in, women's red backpack, you're going to see Amazon, Walmart, Target, no matter what. And because it's a very passive shopping experience. And my personal belief is that the solution to that isn't to try and outcompete them on that platform, but rather do what we're doing here. And kudos to Million Cups for really kind of creating a hub for us to really have that community outreach, so that it doesn't become, well, how do I compete with Walmart and Amazon and Target? But it's that when someone thinks of clothes and shopping, their mind isn't to that passive Google experience, it's automatically to Rare Find or to Rita's or to whoever else is in the community. So I think that for me, and I hope for a lot of other people here, really a lot of congratulations and thanks to you guys at Million Cups putting this on, who's going, okay, here is the need to ingratiate our businesses in the community and start there so that we can really reach the people who are around us. And then from there, I think the problems will sort themselves out.
I don't think that anybody that opens a small business in this town is like, I'm gonna get rich. Okay? That's never.
Yeah,
like,
that's not.
I think like,
you can't
when we
go in it
talked
with
about
that
things,
attitude.
It's like we love to go get food at like Bohemian, now Agora, okay? But you know, Bohemian, the Clam, somewhere downtown, the Cork, and then go shopping afterwards. Like that's a fun girls' day with your friends. It's, you know, when you're on a low-income budget, that's something you save up for all month to be able to go do with your family or your friend to pick up your day. Like that for me is as a like a restaurant person, I just want somebody to come in and eat some great food and leave feeling better. And I think when you go into these boutiques downtown, the whole point of the boutique is that you get to go in, you're greeted happily, they're helping you shop, you're talking about your day, you're leaving a happier, better, lighter person. And that is the point. Like no one's trying to buy $1 million home after being open 6 months. Like it's winter, we're all surviving, we're all thriving with each other, and we're all helping each other, sending each other to different places, and trying to help downtown collectively. It's not an instant cash cow. We can't compete with the big people. Like I can't compete with Applebee's. You got $1 margaritas on Mondays, guys. Like there's no way I can compete with that. I'm so sorry. I don't care how much you water that down.
But I think that's the drive. That's the drive of it too. Is us providing downtown here as an experience. Another business owner downtown has approached me and talked to me about trying to put something together that we can promote our area, but go bigger. Like all these ladies or people, they need to know what our area is about. We do have a safe place that we live in. We have amazing Airbnbs. We have a beautiful river. If you don't float it, you better float it. But wear a life jacket. Be very safe. And not right now because it's raging really fast. But no, we have a wonderful area that we live in, and that is part of why Rick and I felt like the drive to stay here and to open a business here is, and to share that with so many people. We can all collaborate together as business owners to make our area even better. It's not one person. When I started, and I'm gonna end it on that unless anybody has any questions, but when I started retail years and years ago, I thought I had to do it when I took over my first store. I had to do it all by myself. You can't do it all by yourself. It takes a community, it takes a compound, it takes great friends, great relationships, great partners to build something amazing. And that's what I got. And now, am I good? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, let's have another big hand for Rebecca. I have to say, when I came across, so your store opening was one of the most anticipated things in town for me for a few months, where it was like, what the heck is going in there? There's like, it's all papered, you saw a name, and then you start to see really cool lighting pop up over the paper, but you don't know what is happening in there. I was just wondering forever, and finally you opened, and it was great. And what I'll say is, the second part of your name, I think is actually really a big piece of it, a boutique social, right? And that's how I was drawn into your store was Rick invited me to like a guys' night to go in and shop and make a list for all the things that, or actually, no, sorry. My wife went in, made a list of things that she liked in the store. Then the guys came in, had some whiskey, hung out, and were able to buy some of the things that were on that list. It was a beautiful thing. I don't know about the whiskey. There was no whiskey. Sorry. There's no whiskey there. That's right. We had a drink before we went. That's right. Anyhow, thank you for creating those types of things as well. So, a couple of things. Like I heard a couple of things. So, Dan, I heard your question, and I think you're going to help with that piece because we heard from 2 boutiques that literally are like titans of the corner here on 6th and G. But we also have, we have Jen in the room who is the White Owl right here, literally on the same block. And what I'll say is if you go into those shops, they're all their own experience and wonderful to be in, and you're greeted with a smile and more like welcome. It's a very welcoming experience. And so while you can't compete with the marketing budget of an Amazon or these Targets or these big, they can't compete with you in that, not just that experience, but that you're here in our community and part of the community, and you're building community. They don't have that aspect, right? Like, you don't go to Target to see anybody else you know or hang out or for an event that you're excited to go, like, commune with other people at, right? That's what we have that they don't have, and we have that in spades here. And what's amazing is people don't often, for Visit Grants Pass, people don't travel for a store, typically, or a restaurant, typically. But like, if you can go to a place and spend a couple of days and eat at a bunch of places and shop all day, like, that's fun and cool, and people do travel to do that, right? So being able to tell that collective story, I think, is really important. And again, let's have a big hand. Literally within like 50 steps, you can go to 3 incredible boutiques right here on this corner. And more, if you just keep walking a little bit. And for me, I remember for years, not that there's anything wrong with it, but like, it was all antique stores. And now we have, we're catering to a different audience now. And I think that's a lot of fun. There's vibrancy. You will be welcomed in. Each one of these stores have their own way of creating community. And I think you should go explore those things. And that's the story. And you're great at telling those stories. So, awesome. Thank you all for being here and staying over. Thank you to North Valley for making a big hand for North Valley High School. Field trip. Awesome. Y'all have a great day. You're welcome to hang out, and we'll see you next week.